Hey friends, it's Shauna from glittergivesomemore.com. I sell glitter tumblers, and ready-to-use water slide decals. So if you have a second, head on over and check it out. I always appreciate it, and thank you so much for your support. Today we're doing a video on how we created this tumbler. I started with a sanded stainless 30-ounce modern curve. Because the glitter we're using, the Gatsby Gold glitter, is not an iridescent glitter, meaning it's opaque. You're not going to see through it. I didn't bother base painting it, but the tumbler was sanded first and then washed with Blue Dawn dish soap. And then we're using the epoxy method to apply the glitter. So with the epoxy method, I still tape my edges and I get the epoxy on there, and then I take a lot of it off. So I get full coverage and then I just take it off. So if I'm going to do the epoxy method when I'm doing a tumbler, I usually do it in conjunction with like epoxying other layers, so that I'm just kind of using my leftover epoxy to get the glitter onto this tumbler. We're using Gatsby Gold, which is a custom mixed particle size holographic gold glitter. I've been wanting to do the bee tumbler for a long time. I know you guys have seen hundreds of them done. I just couldn't find the right gold for the base. Like, I just couldn't find the gold that I wanted. So this gold came in and I knew I had to do it. It is absolutely stunning in person. It's unbelievable. So anyways, so we did the epoxy method. We epoxied until smooth. There are some areas that I had to sand, little pokes that were sticking out. We're not worried about those areas. They are looking cloudy now, but with the next layer of epoxy, they'll shine right back up. So right now I'm just applying the areas where the glitter will show through. So when I'm putting on the honeycomb pattern, I was told once that the honeycomb are supposed to have the point face down. I don't know if that's true or not, but it stuck with me. So when I'm applying the honeycombs, I make sure that that point is facing down. I didn't video all of the decals being put on because you get the idea, and I'm sure you've seen tutorials on this before too. But you're just putting the decals anywhere you want the glitter to show. And as I'm placing them, I'm also keeping in mind that I have a water slide decal that I'm going to want to go over the alcohol ink area. So those are the two decals I show being placed. Then we're going to tape the top and the bottom again because I want those to stay stainless. And we're going to take it outside and spray it with a matte white rust-oleum spray paint. Let that dry, and then we're going over it using two different colors of alcohol ink. I'm in the car at my son's practice right now, basketball practice. It's a 30-minute drive for an hour-long practice, so I don't have access to the names of the colors, so I couldn't put them in the video text. So check the description. But I do the first layer in the lighter color, and then I go right over it. I don't let it dry completely or anything. I go right back over it with the more orangish color, and I alternate between the two until I get the look that I like. So once that dries completely, I peel off my decals, and I did use a permanent vinyl just because that's what I had on hand. It doesn't make that big of a difference. Removable vinyl would be easier to take off at this point, but permanent vinyl works just the same. It just takes a little bit more muscle to get it off. I didn't have any issues with residue being left behind, and I didn't seal them on there either, so just keep that in mind. I've heard some people have had issues with some residue being left over with permanent vinyl. Alcohol can get that up, but I didn't have that issue. It came off beautifully, and the glitter showed perfectly, so that's where I'm at. I do not video all of the decals being removed because that would be an extremely long video, but we are going to take this moment to admire how gorgeous that gold is. That one is Gatsby Gold. The other glitter that we're going to be using is in the next layer of epoxy. After I remove all these decals, I'm going to put in Glimmer Gold, and that's just a super fine holographic gold epoxy additive, and that brings a little bit of the sparkle to the painted and alcohol inked portion of the cup. So you'll see that in the next little clip. Again, just admiring Gatsby Gold. That is probably my favorite. Oh my goodness, it is. It's my favorite chunky gold right now. It's stunning in person. That sparkle is unfiltered. That I promise you will get. That is just in normal light. So yeah, Glimmer Gold, you can see that sparkle in the painted and alcohol inked area. That's from the epoxy additive. Glimmer Gold just adds a little bit of sparkle to those areas. And then we're going to go through and place the water slide. And the water slide's just a B, but it's going to go in that. That's why we left that area, that bigger area, blank with none of the glitter coming through, is so that we can apply the water slide to the cured epoxy. You do want to epoxy before you add your water slide. I had someone message me not too long ago, and they had put a clear epoxy over alcohol ink, and it did alter the color where the clear water slide was versus the rest of the alcohol ink. I'm not sure if it was a brand issue with the alcohol ink or what have you, but please, please, please just be mindful of that. So I do epoxy, then add the water slide. As I'm pulling the water slide off of the back, I'm making sure that it is even Steven, no wrinkles, and I'm smoothing it as I go. As long as there's water behind there, you have some maneuverability, even after you get that backing out from behind there. So, but I get it mostly in place of where I want it, and then I'll level it out and make sure it is centered and straight before I go through and I pull all the water out. You can use a silicone squeegee. It usually does work better to get that water out from behind there, but I'm lazy, so if it's not close at hand, I just go with a paper towel. I do seal my water slides after they're placed. I use quick coat over the water slide area after it's dried, just to make sure I don't get any lifting. I use that also on metallic or foil vinyl too, just to keep it from lifting. In any event, after this, we're going to tape off again. We are going to put our final layer of epoxy, and this tumbler is finished. As I said, I'm in my car, so I didn't get that final picture of the tumbler finished, but you get the idea. This is it. Thanks so much for watching, guys. You guys have a great day.